I thought for a change, we could do something fun, and I've created this cool wheel with way too many superlatives so I can make predictions about next season. I'm going to spin this wheel, and whatever it lands on...
Tavares. Right in the butt.
What?
No.
Most memorable moment. So I have to predict who's going to have the most memorable moment of next season. And then I'll talk a little bit about that player and what I think next season will look like for them. See, I can be fun. Let's talk about it.
More from the woman part. Oh my god. They're worrying about are you already find your one or no?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You.
My mom.
So I thought this would be a fun way to break up the monotony. Talking about news, we're talking about things that are happening in the NHL, but right now it's kind of slowed down, hasn't it? We're all hoping for a trade, and although, yeah, patience is key, there's lots of names out there that would instantly make the Canadiens better. It's whether or not Hughes can make the deal that makes sense. While we wait for one of those trades, I thought that we would do something like this and do other fun things like this. So consider this video number 1 in this series, because I think I'll have to do several of these in order to have everyone represented. Before we get into it, I want to thank you for supporting the channel. It feels like I blinked and we had another 100 subscribers. We'll continue on our path to 27,000 subscribers. Man, we're going to hit like 30,000 subscribers this year. So I guess here goes. Hopefully this doesn't make it too tough on me. Most unexpected hero? Okay. Well, I've got to think about that one. This is actually a tough one because I think the easy answer would be Danault, but that represents his last season with the Canadiens a lot better. So instead, I think I'm going to say Texier. I think with some individuals having been removed from the team and potentially others following, Texier's role will become more important. I think that he could be a good partner for individuals who are joining the team, maybe some prospects that are getting the shot. So he could be regarded as a hero in that way. But I also think that he'll get opportunities higher up in the ranking. You might see Texier on the second line a couple of times this season, depending on whether or not they acquire top 6 talent. But either way, Texier's game is going to need to be elevated. Just like always, but maybe more so this season than last season, it's going to be all hands on deck. And when you're looking for hands that have an extra firm grip on the Montreal system, you're going to look for individuals with more of a veteran presence. And with Texier being 27 this season when it starts, he's essentially an ancient fossil on this team. So let's put Alexandre Texier as our most unexpected hero. Check out my graphic design talents. Made this little board, pretty nice asset. Might use it again quite a bit, maybe. Okay, that was fun. That made me think a little bit. Got the juices going. Maybe the next one's going to be even better. So let's remove this from the board and let's spin again. Steadiest player. I mean, this could be said about so many of the Canadiens players. But when I think of a steady player, a rock for the team, geez, actually, there's arguments for a lot of them. But I'm going to have to go with Nick Suzuki, who is behind only Brent Burns right now for active Ironman streaks. How could you get more steady than that, right? Nick Suzuki is the definition of lead by example leader. And I think with his experience and what happened last season, he's going to build on that. I'm really hoping that he takes the summer to repair, get healthy, and feel good, because you know that this Ironman, he takes his licks during the season, but keeps on ticking. I don't think there will be much extra hockey for Suzuki this season. What are they doing instead of the All-Star game again? Are they doing like a mini Four Nations? Either way, I know the locker room really likes Suzuki. They talk about how they look to him during big moments, and it seems like he's probably the strong silent type. You never know what happens in the locker room. I'd expect that he commands the voice of the room pretty good. So for steadiest player, it might be a pretty boring answer, but I'm going to have to say Nick Suzuki. All right, remove steadiest player. Let's spin again. Give me an easy one this time. Come on. Most underpaid on a team that like every player is underpaid. Even Josh Anderson's contract is looking good these days. Most underpaid player. I mean, Demidov has a argument there, Hudson, but then the old boys, the old young boys, Suzuki, Caulfield, Slav. I think it would be easy to say Suzuki again in this one, but there are definitely arguments for other players. The one that comes to mind the most is Lane Hudson. I mean, literally, it's Demidov because he's still on his ELC, but we're looking to the future and seeing that great contract that he signed this summer. I feel that Hudson has a larger body of work, although it's not that large. And you could say that he is certainly one of the linchpin players on the team. If Hudson had to take time off for whatever reason, I'm knocking on wood, it would probably affect the team pretty significantly. He finished 4th in points last season for all defensemen, 3rd in assists. If you look at the names that are above him and below him, these guys are either making bank or are owed their money. So I'd say that Lane Hudson is a pretty good option here. And that's just the regular season. During playoffs, he was fantastic. 16 points, only 2 points back from Shea Theodore. He had the most assists out of all defensemen. Yeah, Lane Hudson and Nick Suzuki are extremely important components to this team. I think it goes Nick Suzuki, Lane Hudson, and then, everyone else fights for how important they are. What does this season have in store for Lane Hudson? I don't think that there will be regression. Not after experiencing playoff hockey like he did. The point totals might not go up or down in any sort of dramatic way unless he's able to get a right shot partner. Depending on how that works, his point totals could go up or down. Picture this. Lane Hudson gets a suitable partner. Right shot defenseman, a big individual, more physical, better on the other side of the puck. Well, what actually might happen is Hudson's deployments might become less sheltered. You might be seeing more defensive zone deployments. You could see harder matchups for Hudson. And if that happens, I'm really interested to see where the composition of this team goes into and what the needs of the team will be if something like that were to happen. All right, let's hide most underpaid and spin the wheel again. Biggest sophomore leap. Okay, this is another easy one. It's got to be Ivan Demidov. I think he had an incredible first season. I think it still doesn't properly reflect just how good he is. And with this team trending the way it is, and with Demidov acclimating better to North American hockey, you're going to see an improvement in Ivan Demidov no matter what. But if they're able to acquire a top 6 forward, that's where you will see a big breakthrough for Ivan Demidov. Give him someone who he can have fun with, be creative, someone that sees the ice kind of like him, or just someone who can support him in his role, allow him to open up the ice, allow him to make plays. And I think you have a very deadly formula out there. So my prediction is that Ivan Demidov will have a better season this season than last, and significantly so. Okay, what, do we have one left? I'm going to do one more. We're going to do 5 per episode. I think that's a good idea, right? That's a nice number. Here we go. Most underrated. I think I know who to give this one to. And it's going to go to the longest tenured member of the team, Jake Evans. Jake Evans is on year 2 of 4 of his $2.85 million contract. $2.85 million for a 2C, I say with my tongue piercing my cheek, essentially. No, maybe not a 2C, but at 30 years old and doing the things that Jake Evans does, centering, good at the faceoff dot, killing penalties, a player that's difficult to play against and a player that will punish you for errors. Really, he makes an argument for pushing Lane Hudson out of most underpaid player because of just how low his salary is and the role that he fulfills. And yet he's still underrated. Probably because a lot of the things he does isn't flashy, except when he scores those shorthanded goals. He's just a real blue-collar player. But just wait. When he's eligible to sign a new contract, that's when Jake Gretzky comes out. My prediction for Jake Evans next season is that he will continue in the roles that he's familiar with. Looking at Evan's stats from last year, 24 points, kind of a down season for him, but he did miss 24 games. If he can stay healthy this season, I am very confident that he'll scrape at 30 something points. That's going to be my prediction for him. But I'll also say this, the narrative that he's the most underrated player on the team will come to a head a few times this season when he has big games and puts the team over the hump. So those are my 5 players for this edition. What do you think? Would you have done anything differently if you were in my shoes? Do you have any predictions for players on the team in this upcoming season? Let me know in the comments and we'll do this again. This was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. So stay tuned for one prediction of every Canadian volume 2, edition 2. And I'm going to end it there. You guys know what to do. Hit the like button. Helps me out with, I don't know, search results probably. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.
Did you? I didn't fart.